Incorrect omissions. Omission of prepositions. The following are examples of mistakes made through the omission of the preposition after certain words. Ask for a thing, not ask a thing. Don't say, "She came and asked my book." Say, "She came and asked for my book." Dispose, get rid of a thing, not dispose, get rid a thing. Don't say, "He'll dispose, get rid all his property." Say, "He'll dispose, get rid of all his property." Dream of a thing, not dream a thing. Don't say, "Young men dream glory and riches." Say, "Young men dream of glory and riches." Explain to a person, not explain a person. Don't say, "She explained me the matter." Say, "She explained the matter to me." Knock at the door, not knock the door. Don't say, "Who is knocking the door?" Say, "Who is knocking at the door?" Listen to a person or thing, not listen a person or thing. Don't say, "They were listening the music." Say, "They were listening to the music." Pay for a thing, not pay a thing. Don't say, "How much did you pay the book?" Say, "How much did you pay for the book?" Note: a person can pay another person. He, she can also pay a bill, an account, or a subscription. He, she pays for a thing that he, she buys. Point to or at a person or thing, not point a person or thing. Don't say, "He pointed the map on the wall." Say, "He pointed to the map on the wall." Or, "He pointed at the map on the wall." Note: also point out, "He pointed out the boy who did it." To point, without any preposition, means to direct. Don't point the gun this way. Remind a person of something, not remind a person something. Don't say, "Please remind me that later." Say, "Please remind me of that later." Reply to a person, not reply a person. Don't say, "She's not replied me yet." Say, "She's not replied to me yet." Say to a person, not say a person. Don't say, "Kevin said me, come tomorrow." Say, "Kevin said to me, come tomorrow." Search for a lost thing, not search a lost thing. Don't say, "They're searching the ball." Say, "They're searching for the ball." Note: in search of, the wolf goes in search of sheep. To search someone or something, without the for, means to look in one's pockets or house. The policeman searched the man and his house. Share with a person, not share a person. Don't say, "My friend shared me his book." Say, "My friend shared his book with me." Speak to a person, not speak a person. Don't say, "I'll speak him about that." Say, "I'll speak to him about that." Note: "I'll speak to him" means I'll do all the speaking. "I'll speak with him" means I'll have a conversation with him. Supply a person with something, not supply a person something. Don't say, "Can you supply me all I need?" Say, "Can you supply me with all I need?" Note: also provide a person with. She provided her son with all he needed. Think of a person or thing, not think a person or thing. Don't say, "Think a number and then double it." Say, "Think of a number and then double it." Wait for a person or thing, not wait a person or thing. Don't say, "I'll wait you at the cinema." Say, "I'll wait for you at the cinema." Note: await takes no preposition. I'm awaiting your reply. Wish for a thing, not wish a thing. Don't say, "He doesn't wish any reward." Say, "He doesn't wish for any reward." Write to a person, not write a person. Don't say, "I'll write her tomorrow." Say, "I'll write to her tomorrow." Note: when the direct object of write is expressed, omit the preposition "I'll write him a letter." Miscellaneous examples. The s or s of the third person singular omitted. Don't say, he speak English very well. Say, he speaks English very well. Take great care not to leave out the s or s from the present tense. When the subject is he, she, it, or a noun in the singular. Using don't instead of doesn't. Don't say, he don't care what he says. Say, he doesn't care what he says. Use don't equals do not with I, we, you, they, and with plural nouns. Use doesn't equals does not with he, she, it, and with singular nouns. The d or ed of the past tense omitted. Don't say, I receive a letter yesterday. Say, I received a letter yesterday. Take care not to leave out the d or ed from the past tense of regular verbs. When speaking, pronounce the ending of the past tense clearly. Incorrect omissions. Incorrect omissions. The s or i's of the plural form omitted. Don't say, I paid £6 for the book. Say, I paid £6 for the book. Take care not to leave out the s or i's of the plural number. Note, the following nouns have irregular plurals: man, men, woman, women, child, children, ox, oxen, foot, feet, tooth, teeth, goose, geese, mouse, mice. The possessive ending omitted. Don't say, a hen's egg is different from a pigeon. Say, a hen's egg is different from a pigeon's. If the first noun in a comparison is in the possessive case, the second must also be in the possessive. My mother's nose is bigger than my father's. Omission of the article before a countable noun in the singular. Don't say, I've no money to buy car. Say, I've no money to buy a car. As a rule, use either the RARN before a countable noun in the singular. Omission of ARN after the verb to be. Don't say, I'm not teacher, I'm student. Say, I'm not a teacher, I'm a student. Use the indefinite article ARN to express a singular noun complement of the verb to be. There's an animal in there. It's a mouse. Omission of ARN after the word half. Don't say, he drank half glass of milk. Say, he drank half a glass of milk. Note, half a glass, an hour, a day, a mile, etc. is the shortened form of half of a glass, of an hour, of a day, of a mile, etc. Omission of AR1 before 100, etc. Don't say, 100 years make a century. Say, 100 years make a century. Or, 100 years make a century. Use the indefinite article AR the numeral 1 before 100 and 1000. Omission of ARN from make a noise, etc. Don't say, I told them not to make noise. Say, I told them not to make a noise. Note, also to make a mistake, to make a fortune, to make a will, to make an impression, to make an experiment, to make an attempt. Omission of the before names of nationalities. Don't say, English are fond of sports. Say, the English are fond of sports. Place the definite article before the names of nationalities, describing a people collectively: the British, the French, the Dutch, the Swiss, the Chinese, the Sudanese, etc. Omission of the before names of musical instruments. Don't say, I play violin, but not piano. Say, I play the violin, but not the piano. Use the definite article before the names of musical instruments. Omission of the before the word cinema, etc. Don't say, on Saturday I go to cinema. Say, on Saturday I go to the cinema. Use definite article before the words cinema, theatre, concert, etc. Omission of the verb to be from the passive. Don't say, Charles Dickens born in 1812. Say, Charles Dickens was born in 1812. Form the passive form by using the verb to be. combined with the past participle of the verb required, to be plus past participle. Omission of the auxiliary do from questions. Don't say, "You understand the problem?" "He understands the problem." "She understood the problem." Say, "Do you understand the problem?" "Does he understand the problem?" "Did she understand the problem?" Place the auxiliary verb do, does, did, before the subject to ask questions in the simple present and simple past tenses. Note: don't use the auxiliary do with modal verbs, like can, may, must. "Can you meet me tomorrow?" Omission of auxiliary do when do is a principal verb. Don't say, "Do pupils their work carefully?" Say, "Do pupils do their work carefully?" in the correct form of the sentence. The first do means nothing on its own and only helps to make the question. The second do is the principal verb of the sentence, and has the meaning of perform. Omission of the preposition indicating time. Don't say, "I was born the 3rd of December." Say, "I was born on the 3rd of December." As a rule, don't use a noun without a preposition to show the time of some action. Note: don't use a preposition with last year, next year, someday, one day, this afternoon, etc. Omission of the preposition after the infinitive. Don't say, "They've no houses to live." Say, "They've no houses to live in." The infinitive of an intransitive verb, like live, etc. It must have a preposition after it. Omission of there is an introductory word. Don't say, "Once lived a great king." Say, "Once there once lived a great king." Use the adverb there to introduce the subject of a sentence in which the verb stands before the subject. Omission of how after the verb to know. Don't say, "She knows to play the piano." Say, "She knows how to play the piano." After the verb to know, the adverb how always comes before an infinitive. Omission of other after a comparative. Don't say, "Homer was greater than all the Greek poets." Say, "Homer was greater than all the other Greek poets." Since Homer was a Greek poet, the first sentence makes him greater than himself, which is illogical. Omission of before in comparisons. Don't say, "I'd never seen such a thing." Say, "I'd never seen such a thing before." Don't leave out the word before in making a comparison between one thing and all others of the same kind. Omission of else after everybody, etc. Don't say, "She is stronger than everybody." Say, "She is stronger than everybody else." Use the word else in making a comparison between one person or thing and all others of the same kind after everybody, anybody, anything, etc. Omission of the demonstrative pronoun one. Don't say, "This is the only that I like." Say, "This is the only one that I like." Omission of the personal pronoun before the infinitive. Don't say, "I want to tell me the truth." Say, "I want you to tell me the truth." Express the subject of the infinitive after verbs like want, like, wish, etc. if it is different from that of the main verb. Omission of it as subject of an impersonal verb. Don't say, "Is very hot in the Sudan." Say, "It's very hot in the Sudan." Use the pronoun it as the subject of an impersonal verb. Omission of the pronoun subject from the principal clause. Don't say, "When he saw the teacher, stood up." Say, "When he saw the teacher, he stood up." In a sentence beginning with an adverbial clause, express the personal pronoun as the subject of the main clause. Omission of the personal pronoun after a quotation. Don't say, "I'm learning English, said." Say, "I'm learning English, he said." After a quotation, express the personal pronoun as the subject of the reporting verb. The object of the transitive verb omitted. Don't say, I asked her for some paper, but she had not. Say, I asked her for some paper, but she had none, didn't have any. As a rule, every transitive verb must have an expressed object here. None, equivalent to not any, is he object of had. Omission of the direct object when there are two objects. Don't say, I asked him for some ink, and he gave me. Say, I asked him for some ink, and he gave me some. Some transitive verbs, like give, bring, send, tell, buy, show, must have two expressed objects, direct and indirect here. Some is the direct object of gave. The object of the verb enjoy omitted. Don't say, I enjoyed during the holidays. Say, I enjoyed myself during the holidays. Or, I enjoyed my holidays. Don't follow the verb enjoy by a preposition. It must always have an object, which may either be a reflexive pronoun or a noun. Note, say I had a good time, as this is an idiomatic expression, but we can't say, enjoyed my time. Must specify, paid my time in Greece. Omission of the noun after an adjective. Don't say, the unfortunate was shot dead. Say, the unfortunate man was shot dead. The noun that comes after an adjective can't be understood. It must be expressed. Note, omit the noun after an adjective only when the adjective is used as a noun in the plural. The poor envy the rich. Omission of the word and between numbers. Don't say, 8037. Say, 8037. Use the conjunction and to connect 100, 1000, million to a number of tens or units. Omission of the word or between numbers. Don't say, I've only 2, 3 friends. Say, I've only 2 or 3 friends. We must always insert the conjunction or between numbers like this: 2 or 3 men, 5 or 6 pages, 8 or 10 days. Omission of the word old from age. Don't say, my sister is 15 years. Say, my sister is 15 years old. Note, we can also say my sister is 15 years of age, or simply, my sister is 15. For this used instead of for this reason. Don't say, for this he wants to leave. Say, for this reason he wants to leave. The phrase for this is incorrect. Say for this reason or for that reason also, owing to that or because of that. Don't say, better go home at once. Say, you'd better go home at once. The correct phrase is had better. You had better go means it would be a good thing for you to go. Up and down used instead of upstairs and downstairs. Don't say, he's up, he's down. Say, he's upstairs, he's downstairs. He's up means he's out of bed. He's upstairs, downstairs, means he's on the upper, lower floor of the building. Throw it used instead of throw it away. Don't say, it's dirty, throw it. Say, it's dirty, throw it away. Throw it means to throw a thing at someone or somewhere, such as a ball. Throw it away means to get rid of it by throwing it aside. I don't think used instead of I don't think so. Don't say, I don't think. Say, I don't think so. I don't think means I don't use my brains, while I don't think so means I am not of that opinion. Before yesterday, etc. Used instead of the day before yesterday, etc. Don't say, Lynn arrived before yesterday. Say, Lynn arrived the day before yesterday. The phrases before yesterday, after tomorrow, after next week are incorrect. Say instead, the day before yesterday, the day after tomorrow, the week after next. Thank you used instead of no, thank you. Don't say, thank you, if you want to refuse an offer. Say, no, thank you. Note, Use thank you to accept an offer. It generally means, yes, please.